Keep on as you have begun, and make all possible haste, so that you may have longer enjoyment of an improved mind, one that is at peace with itself. Doubtless you will derive enjoyment during the time when you are improving your mind and setting it at peace with itself. But quite different is the pleasure which comes from the contemplation of a mind that is already blessed and has reached perfection. Think of the joy which one will feel when one has passed beyond the boundaries of ambition, when one has conquered every evil fear, when one is no longer the slave of hope nor the thrall of desire, when one depends only upon himself. For what pleasure is comparable to that of a mind conscious of its own power? A man thus grounded, thus trained, and thus instructed is neither elated by prosperity nor cast down by adversity, for he has always endeavored to rely wholly upon himself and to derive all delight from himself. I have been writing to you thus far as if I were a sort of monitor, and you needed someone to advise you. But now I shall change my role. You shall be the agent, and I the person acted upon. For I am going to confess to you just what happened to me, although I may reject your sympathy. Do not be horrified. I have escaped, not from a storm, but from a shipwreck. The winter has not yet abated. A savage storm was threatening every moment. My vessel was already settling down. Everything had been swept overboard, and I myself was on the verge of being thrown out when I took refuge in the lifeboat. A poor choice, to be sure, but a makeshift which showed my determination to survive. I am not ashamed to confess my helplessness. I shall be glad if I can stretch out my hand to help others who are tossed about on the sea. I am still filled with my own fear. I am still on the defensive, not with confidence, but with hope. And I shall keep myself in this condition until the wounds have healed and the scabs have fallen off. It is indeed, I repeat, a delight to watch myself transform into a better condition, but I shall never believe in myself so much as to forget what I used to be. Do you ask what I am steering toward? I want to set myself free from fear. I want to be fearless regarding fortune and rise superior to all the ills that terrify us by the baselessness of their threats. When shall I reach such a point? In fact, I shall not be satisfied with the measure of progress I have made, for I intend to go still farther. But I do not for this reason bind myself to a schedule. Even if I should be allowed to accomplish all my plans, there is still a long interval between what is and what ought to be. You need not think that anything great has been accomplished if you have learned to scorn death. The fear of death is indeed the most prevalent fear, but it is not the most serious. One man fears death because he wants to live for pleasure, another because he is unwilling to leave the work he has begun, another because though life is no pleasure to him, he is unwilling to part with it, or because he fears the unknown beyond. But no man can have a peaceful life who thinks too much about lengthening it, or believes that living through many consulships is a great blessing. Rehearse this thought every day, that you may be able to depart from life contentedly. For many men clutch and cling to life, even as those who are carried down a rushing stream clutch and cling to briars and sharp rocks. The most cowardly are the most eager for life. Confidence comes from knowing how to die. Therefore, think on death often, not with the aim of hastening its arrival, but so that when it does arrive, you may receive it bravely. Farewell.